Hello, callers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest as usual. We start with this report claiming that Barcelona identified two key areas of the squad to strengthen in January. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then to conclude this episode, talking about manager Xavi, who according to report is keen to use his dream Barcelona attacking trident with more continuity. We are also going to be discussing on that latest report. So before we get right into those stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. Barca! 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 A day after drawing to Inter Milan in the UEFA Champions League, Barcelona president Joan Laporta asked for patience from the fans while assuring them that the team does have a plan in place for the January transfer market. In an interview, the chief admitted that Xavi will indeed have new players at his disposal, and if a report from Spanish publication Mundo Deportivo is to be believed, the incorporation of a midfielder and a right back is on the top of their list. As reported before, the Blaugrana are looking to replicate an old recipe that was adopted back in 2004 while signing key players Edgar Davids on loan from Juventus. For that, several players such as Ruben Neves, Yuri Tillemans, Jorginho and N'Golo Kante have been shortlisted. For now, however, there is still no settlement on a fixed solution. This is mainly because the team wants someone who can dominate the midfield through his mere presence. In short, the idea is to sign a physically strong midfielder who can match the standards of Robert Lewandowski, Ousmane Dembele, and others. On top of that, a new right back who can take over the starting spot is also being looked at. The game against Bayern Munich showed that Hector Bellerin is well off the required standards, while Sergio Roberto's injury issues continue to plague him. Xavi has had to use Jules Koundé and Ronald Araujo at right back on occasions this season, and a more permanent solution is being sought for the position. But they are in no capacity to invest big in January after having splashed the cash in the summer. So, all this has prompted them to look for those whose contracts expires next year in June. This way, the team can either look for a pre-contract agreement or can acquire them at a modest price in January itself. Another thing to take important note of is the fact that Barcelona cannot really cross the red line as they have already recorded financial losses after dropping out of the UEFA Champions League. But given that there still remain other titles to compete for, the management wants to strengthen the vulnerable areas. So once the FIFA World Cup is done and dusted, one can expect Barcelona to study the transfer market in great detail while acquiring a midfielder and a right back. Heading into the January transfer window, Barcelona want to make use of it. Definitely, the fact that the team have not really played the way many fans were expecting after a great summer that we had, maybe due to the fact that Xavi have not been, or Xavi have not had the players at his disposal because some key injuries have also happened that have made the result not come our way. Alemany and his staff, they are trying to make use of the January transfer window. The defensive midfield role and the right back is the priority according to reports. And of course, Barcelona need to strengthen those areas first before they can look at other areas to strengthen according to this report. And Barcelona want to ensure that, even before the next summer 2023, they have really gone as far as strengthening those positions in the January market. Talking about the DM, which have been the most talked about position that Barca have been looking to strengthen, Ruben Neves, there have been certain players who have been linked. And of course, knowing fully well that captain Sergio Busquets will definitely leave the club at the end of the season, Barca want to ensure that if it is really possible, they will do even a loan move, maybe for Ruben Neves or whoever they choose to be the replacement, to come in January. Even if it's on loan, then make the purchase permanent in the summer. Of course, to ensure that when the player comes, the idea is bringing in the new player. He should get in familiar with Busquets before, 6 months later, he can now take over the role. And of course, personally, I've always been against this idea of early or trying to go for a new DM as soon as possible. Not like we lack DMs, right? But Barca have put it in their head that it's only Busquets can play DM in the Barca system, as of course Frankie de Jong, according to them, is not worth to be playing that role. And definitely, I think when you play Frankie de Jong in that number six role, he's doing so well. So I don't understand why Barca are trying to. I don't know if it's a tactic to push Frankie de Jong away from the club. It doesn't surprise me, by the way. If that's the tactics they're trying to push him, then it's not a surprise. So let's see how the market will look like in January. Definitely, we know Barca don't have money. We don't have that finance. After spending a lot in the summer, we shouldn't expect the team to go and buy players again in January as if it's a. I think they'll just try, even if it's a loan, as I said earlier, to try to see if they can loan some players. I think at most they can just buy one player. But I think departures, I don't know about departures, but that might also be something that they might consider. Then on to the next story of discussion. Manager Xavi and Barcelona spared no effort in landing their chief transfer objective during the summer transfer window. The manager had a set plan in his mind heading into the new season, and the club did everything in their powers to ensure that Xavi got his desired squad. Now, according to Sport, Xavi had a dream attacking trident in his mind that he was very clear about coming into the new campaign, and he made a lot of efforts personally to ensure that he got the players he wanted. Robert Lewandowski was the main target for the center forward role, and Xavi played a role in his signing, as revealed by the striker himself in several interviews. Then there was the renewal of Ousmane Dembele, which once again was driven by Xavi's insistence on keeping him at the club. The Frenchman's demands were deemed too much at one point by the club, and he even went into free agency for close to 10 days. But eventually, Dembele resigned with Barcelona and has acknowledged that Xavi's presence was a major reason behind that. Xavi's dream attacking trident comprised Lewandowski through the middle and Dembele on the right flank. And while he sanctioned the signing of Rafinha as well in the summer, the manager always saw and continues to see Ansu Fati as his first choice option on the left wing. However, given the 19-year-old's recent tryst with injuries, Xavi has been very cautious with his usage. It has meant that the manager has been able to start with his ideal attacking setup for Fati, Lewandowski, Dembele on just 2 occasions so far this season. But the manager wants to use the trio as starters with great continuity and more regularity from this point on. While he has no problems with Rafinha, the report states that the Brazilian signing was not exactly a priority for Xavi, and even though he was impressed by the early performances, the ex-Elite A's level has gone down in recent weeks. Xavi has always maintained that Fati will be an important part of his plans at Camp Nou, and the 19-year-old has shown that he is slowly getting his edge back in recent matches. So fans can expect to see the manager's preferred attacking trident start matches more frequently moving forward this season. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.